Although the texture overlay isn't essential to the project, it does add a little bit of authenticity to the final product. To do a texture overlay, we're going to take advantage of something called blend modes that we can apply to any or as many layers as we want. I want to demonstrate this first by using a solid color, in this case blue. So this layer is on the bottom, and I'm going to add a gradient layer onto the top. This is a normal layer. I have no blend modes applied to it. So what you'll see here is, except where there's transparency on this layer itself, you can see that here, I have a black to white gradient, and again I've got examples of those colors on the bottom with the 50% gray in the middle. So by changing the mode of this top layer to multiply, it works with the dark colors on the top layer and allows everything else to blend in. So you can see in multiply mode, what happens is that the darker the layer on top, the more of the lower layer is hidden. So we're going to use that technique on our wanted posters. This is my finished wanted poster. What I need to do first, this is essential, is move to the top layer because I want to cover everything underneath it with the texture layer that I'm going to bring into it. I have another layer open here. It's called folded paper texture. So first I want to convert this to black and white because we're doing a black and white image. So I'm going to image adjustments and I'm going to change it to black and white. The default actually looks pretty good here, so I'm going to be leaving it with that. Just click OK. And now I'm going to bring it into my wanted poster just like we imported other images before. So that was select all with Control A, copy it with Control C, return to this wanted poster, and again it's important that I'm on the top layer, Control V to paste it in. So it's a little bit different dimension than the poster that we're using, but I'm just going to stretch it out in a second. And as you can see, it completely covers everything under it. It's the top layer, so it blocks everything else from sight. So I'm going to put it into place. Now it's not quite the same dimensions as the paper underneath, or as the project underneath. So with the Move tool selected, I'm going to do Control T to get those transformation handles. I'm going to drag it out, and it's going to go beyond the project a little bit, not too much. And I want to center it still so that the fold marks look like they're in about the center. That's the most important thing with this project, or with this particular file. And at the top, I need a little bit more up this way. And when I'm satisfied that that's pretty well in place, let's just move this back to the proper screen position. I'm going to hit Enter, and my layer appears in place, and it's completely blocking the layer below. So again, it's going to target the darker areas, so the closer to black it is, the more of the layer underneath it will be hidden. That was the multiply blend mode near the top of your layer panel. Turn that on, and we have the page with all the little crinkles in place. Now obviously the texture doesn't go right through, it doesn't actually, everything still stays in place, so we want to make it a little bit less obvious, and to do that we use something called the opacity. So the higher the opacity, the less shows through from below. So we're going to just gradually drag this across until it's a little bit lower, and I'm going to aim for about 60 to 65% in this one, and that hides that layer. So I'm just going to show you this with the visibility on and then off. It just adds a nice little touch of authenticity to your project. To review, you're going to convert your new image to the color space of your target file, in this case black and white. You will import the texture file to the top of your layer stack on your project that you're working on. Then use the Move tool and Control T to transform it to fit the project. Convert that layer mode to multiply and adjust the opacity to finish the project off.